Okay, I'm going to show the new Interface PNP I/O extender, and that is this box right here. Let me pull it out of the mount. And what this is basically a extension module for the Ultra Interface PNP. And what this does, this has 3-axis 6G accelerometer, 4 EGT input, so our 4-channel EGT input, so we could log each individual cylinder on this 4-cylinder. It's got 4 high current output drivers, so I can run like this water pump or shift lights or something like that. It has 4 low going digital inputs. In other words, they take a ground to activate, or 2 high going inputs that are 12 volt. So altogether you got 6 extra digital inputs for buttonings or switches or whatever. So if you wanted to hook your air shifter, instead of having to run it all the way back there, you could actually hook it into here, and this will connect through CAN to the Ultra box, and the air shifter will be activated by the button through this. Or if you had map switching or something like that, you could just hook a toggle switch into here, set the input in the software, and when it's seen the input on this, it would switch maps. It has 2 extra wheel speed inputs, either VR or Hall, and it has 6 extra ADC channels, so 0 to 5 volt pressure sensors, or linear temperature sensors, like a linear from ground up on temperature sensors. And you got 6 extra channels for that. You got 4 on the box standard that are not counting the standard sensors that it already looks at, throttle position and intake air and all that. You have 3 spare or 4 spare on the Ultra box for fuel pressure or oil pressure or stuff like that, plus 6 here, so that's 10 channels altogether. If you had a linear actuator for shock on the front or back, you could hook those into here and measure your shock travel. I've got a pressure sensor in the wastegate here, so I can see what the dome pressure is with the boost controller. So there's a lot of things that you can do with it. I'm going to show some of the software here, and let me get this off. Okay, what we have here at the bottom, this is the CAN page on the Tuner Studio. If you go down to the bottom, once the project's set up, you get your main dashboard, and then I've got another page here. It's got some CAN gauges. But what we have is Excel X, Y, and Z. Z is our vertical, up and down. Y is side to side, and X is front to back. So if I pulled the box out of the mount here, and I stood it on its end, I can't get it all the way vertical, but we're about 9.4 on the X, which is almost 1G. I stand it on the other end, and we're about minus 9.7 on the other end, which is about 1G. And if I go side to side, you'll see Y. This is almost right at 1G. 9.8 is 1G, real close to it. And then minus 9.8. So this will be a handy tool to see if the bikes are still accelerating or if they're slowing down, and you can see if the wheel speed's going up, or if the output shaft speed is not going up but the RPM is, the clutch is slipping. So this will be a handy tool to tune the bikes with. And all of this you can log. So with these channels turned on now, I could go up to the top and hit data logging, and go into the perimeters here, and I can just go down, scroll down, find the X, Y, and Z right here, move those over, and I could data log those to the SD card. If you were only wanting to see the acceleration, Really all you need to look at is X, Y, and Z. Z is just going to be your vertical up and down. Y is going to be side to side. You probably not, if you're drag racing, you're probably not really worried about those. You're probably only really worried about the X channel. Now if we go back over here, I've got three gauges set up here. This first one is the sensor for the wastegate, and that's connected to the CAN box, to the IO extender box. And I don't have an air source hooked to it right now, so it's just reading 0. The middle one is the output for the boost control solenoid, and if I vary the throttle position, you can watch it go up. But I don't have air source hooked to it right now, so but with this I can see how much duty cycle gives me what pressure on top of the gate, so then I can tune my boost controller with that. And I'm going to play around with the built-in boost controller and see if we can get some settings on it to work. Sensor 5, I've got an extra temperature sensor in the up pipe, so I can see how efficient the intercooler is working, because I put a new water to air intercooler on it this year, and I'm going to see how efficient that it is with pre and post air temperatures. Go down here to the programmable off and on inputs. With the new Tuner Studio, the latest Tuner Studio, we have it now where you can actually change, or Phil added this where you could actually change the name of the outputs. So if I wanted to change it, right now I've got this CAN out 3 hooked to the water pump for the intercooler. If I wanted to change that, I'd go right up here and name the output whatever, and it makes it pretty handy to, so you can just go right down to the output that you're wanting to modify. And if you want to modify the settings over here, makes it real easy instead of having to try to figure out which output's going to what thing. On the Ultra box itself, I have my fans connected to this one, so it's pretty easy for me to just go down where I see fans, and then I can change the setting for that. That's pretty much it for the IO extender box. I'll have some more videos. I'll walk through actually setting up a project and setting all the settings, all the CAN parameters and everything, and setting the ADC inputs and stuff for the accelerometer and everything. But this is just an overview showing the box and kind of what it'll do.